Subjugating and relying on the labor of women has always been their goal.
Listening to this video reminds me of a guy that I dated for about 6 months. I put dated in quotes because we were mostly talking. He was working out of the state. He had a pretty decent job that he traveled to do. And so it was just a lot of phone conversation for the most part, which was good because we needed to get to know each other on a different level if we were trying to take things to a different level. First 3 months, we talked multiple times a day, pretty much all day. And then towards the middle, my mom got sick. My daughter got sick. I'm a single mom. I'm an only child. So I had a lot on my plate. I didn't have the time to entertain him as much. And so he kind of went on the back burner. One day he calls. He's like, hey, the job's over. I'm heading back to town. Can you pick me up? My friend is going to be in this town that's like 45 minutes, an hour away from where we are. Cool. I can do that. Gives us a chance to catch up because we haven't been talking that much. I was trying to flat iron my hair before I picked him up. It was a rush job, so it frizzed immediately. By the time I got to him, it was frizzy. He had tons of comments. He had a lot of comments about my hair frizzing. That was really annoying me. Now I'm ready to get him out of my car. So, I'm just trying to be like, all right, whatever. Let's get this over with. And maybe we'll try this again on another day. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. We make a few stops. We get to his mom's house. He goes, I'll be right back. Why is he coming right back? He come out of his mama's house with some stuff. He get in my car. He goes, okay, I'm ready. Now I'm perplexed. I'm like, are you supposed to be going to my house? This boy look at me and go, where the hell did you think I was going to stay? I didn't. I didn't think for 2 seconds about where you was going to stay. Because you a grown-ass man. What? Now he mad at me. I'm just confused. I was like, when did we discuss you staying with me? And he was like, we've been talking, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, but when did we discuss you staying with me? And again, he's like, where did you think I was gonna stay? It's late. He mad, trying to pretend like he finna find somewhere to be at the last minute. He can't. So I'm like, listen, you could spend the night. I leave for work at 7 o'clock in the morning. When I leave for work, you gotta go. You can't just be in my house with me and my daughter. That's not how this works with no conversation, we're not even in a relationship. 6 o'clock the next morning, we coming up out my house and he got to figure it out. And I'm pretty sure he ended up back at his last baby mom's house, the one that he told me he constantly couldn't stand.
So you wanted this story, and I ain't even going to hold you. I mean, I don't want to say I was talking to a homeless person, but he was homeless. A lot of dudes be homeless. They be one argument away from being homeless, okay? But by all definitions, he was truly on them streets. Nowhere to go, on the streets. And I knew that shit. I knew it. So long story short, I was definitely on the rebound. I was rebounding from a horrible, very long situation. And he was somebody that I knew. We already knew each other. We was just always just friends. And then we started talking and reconnecting again on Facebook. So the thing that hobosexuals and homeless men like to do is they like to start off things very intensely, very fucking fast, because that's how they're going to get you, especially when you're already vulnerable. So it got very intense in a very short period of time. That's a red flag. That's a red flag for sure. So I was living in Georgia and I had to move back home to New York to get away from the situation I was in. That was the only way I was going to be free from said situation. So I moved my ass back home to get out of it. And so I decided, let me hop into this situation. There was so many red flags. And at the time, you're needing something to just make you, it's like a quick fix. So you need your quick fix. And so what we do is we're willing to ignore all the obvious, which you're not ignoring it. You can see it. You're not stupid, but you're ignoring it. And that's what I did. The sure red flag that should have had me done instantly was as soon as I moved back home, he asked to hold my car and I let him. And the next day was the 4th of July. I never made it to the cookout because he never came back with my fucking car. And so out of embarrassment and not wanting to look like a goddamn clown and a fool not pulling up to the cookout in my car, I stayed my ass at the house. True story. Me and my kids went nowhere. He also had mental health issues, and so due to having those issues, he was always losing jobs because he would have episodes at work. Have some good ass jobs too, like $20, $23 an hour jobs. Like when it was high, it was high, but when it was low, that shit was low and homeless. But eventually, I mean, I always knew that this wasn't going to be a thing that's tangible, a thing that I can grasp, a thing that I could see any future with. It was just basically in the moment. I just want something to make me feel better in the moment. But did I think it was going to be long lasting? No. But sometimes we do things because of what we're needing in spite of knowing the red flags.
I keep hearing women talking about men doing these insane things, like asking them to move in on the first date. And I wanted to talk about where this phenomenon comes from the other point of view, from men. And here's a receipt I'm posting about this situation from when it happened several years ago. So I was at the public library just renewing my books. I was sitting in one of their private rooms deciding what else I wanted to get. And these two guys came and started having this super loud conversation. They looked so dingy. I was literally disgusted sitting in the same room. That's when I stopped going to the public library, incidentally. Anyway, so the first guy is saying his aunt or whoever was about to kick him out. This grown man who looked like he was about 40 years old. And the second guy was putting him up on game. Or rather, I guess I have it listed here the other way around. So the first one says, I would let you stay with me if you really ain't had nowhere to go, but you got resources. And the second guy says, I'm literally homeless. She's kicked me out. I got nowhere to go. First guy says, well, you got a girl, right? Or somebody you talking to? Second guy, yeah, a little somebody. And the first guy says, well, you move in with her. Let me tell you what I did. First, I moved in. I got a job. I lied about not having one. And then I lied about the salary when I got caught. I stacked cash till I could move out and get a nice place. Pause. Then the second guy says, that girl you moved in with, I thought you said she had kids. First guy, yeah, but they ain't mine, so I had to do nothing for them except maybe watch them now and then. And even then, now I have to preface this by saying, all this time, they have been talking so loud, I'm sure they could be heard in like the next 3 rooms. When he says, except then, they both look at me. And then this guy moves from where he's sitting to go around the table and whisper in this man's ear. All the time, they are staring at me. And I felt sick to my stomach. And then whenever he says what he says, the second guy breaks out in the most horrific smile you've ever seen in your life. It's like something out of A Nightmare Before Christmas. Anyway, then he responds, yeah, you're right. But I've only been talking to this girl for a minute. What if she won't let me move in? And the first guy says, she probably will. Worst comes to worst, say you love her or whatever. But if she doesn't, or it seems like you might lose her by pushing, you've got other options. Go back home. In fact, I'd say go back home first. And I didn't write all this part out, but he says, pretend like you're sorry. Go back to whoever it is you're living with now and apologize. Pretend like you've changed. And then when you've really worn that option out, you go back to the girl and say, oh, I love you. Let's move in together. And then you stack your cash. And it's all right there. And the guy says he's going to do this. So I talked about this. It's at all income levels. I talked about this in my part-time parasite post. You might meet a guy who is educated, has money and whatnot, and they will still try to move in with you under disguise. Be careful.
Friend, this comment is the one. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like a lot of the girlfriends these days aren't even really the girlfriends. They don't like these girls. They are living in their houses. They are driving their cars, and they're cheating on them like crazy. But it's easy to be there. It's easy to be there. Yes, that guy that I found out had a girlfriend, lives in her house, drives her car, took me on dates in her car, and when I found this out, I let him have it. I was like, you a fucking bum. I like men with motion. You out here acting like you got motion, and you only have money to send me because you ain't paying no bills or you ain't doing nothing in that household. And then I wouldn't even be surprised if he done got the money for her to send to me. I'm not shocked at anything at this point.
I got a friend pregnant, so my baby mama kicked me out. I visit our son, slip powdered peanuts into her food. She gets ill and begs me to stay overnight to babysit. I hate triggering my ex's allergies just for a place to stay, but she won't help me out. Advice? Sir, go to hell. Go to hell. So let me get this straight. You got her friend pregnant. She kicks you out. So in order for you to have a warm bed and a warm meal, you decide to activate her allergies, knowing that she's allergic to peanuts. That could have been fatal, and your ass would have been to jail. All because your homeless ass needs somewhere to stay? You couldn't stay with the friend that you got pregnant? Bum.
Hey y'all. So look, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about how men will leave one bed and go to the next. Like, it does not make sense as a woman for you to allow a man to break up with someone, right? And within 24 hours, he's in your bed. He didn't go get his own shit. He didn't take no time to readjust or nothing. And if you've been the side chick or not, it does not make sense for y'all to allow these men to pack up all his belongings after he done wasted that young lady nice trash bags and brought it over to your house. So now when he got to do it again, guess what he gonna do? He gonna use up your good trash bags and go to the next person's house. Like, as women, we really got to start enforcing our standard of who we allow in our space. And I get it. Don't nobody want to be alone and this is and the third, cat, dog, fish, whatever. But at the end of the day, if we don't start enforcing the standard, these men going to keep on doing all this stuff. And then y'all going to find yourself sitting around talking about y'all celibate. Stop letting that man pack his stuff up from her house to your house. Tell him go get his own so you can come to his house. Tell him go get his own. If he don't got his own, what you with him for? What you messing with him for? In 2023, ladies, can we stop trying to fix these ingrowns? Can we stop trying to believe these ingrowns when they've already showed that they are liars? And can we stop acting like we won the prize because a man packed up and left one household and came to your household? Baby, you ain't get you nothing but a headache and a dependent. You need some Excedrin?
Fake friend Hobosexual.
Excuse me? So this is what we doing?
Really?
This really what we doing, Mike?
What you mean is what we
Wow,
doing?
shit.
What you doing here?
What am I doing? I live here. This is my house. What do you mean?
You're not supposed to be at home right now.
I saw you on my doorbell camera.
Yes, I live here
See,
too,
you
so
crazy. Are you serious? This what we doing. This really what we doing.
So you upset?
You're supposed to be at work right now, Mike.
I got off early.
You just started a new
now
job.
You care about me being at work. You didn't care the whole 6 months.
You ain't have a work. Exactly.
Right.
I tried to help you,
doing.
but I filled out your
resume.
resume.
Trying to find a job, and she was keeping me company.
Are you
were too busy
serious?
for me. Yes.
I did the reason you got the job now is because of me, because I did your resume. Are you serious?
No, that doesn't matter.
You're wilding right now.
She was here for me. You weren't. Every time I would get here and wait for you, you were too busy. You would be working all day. You wouldn't even cook. You weren't cleaning. What?
I was working 12-hour shifts to take care of you.
I myself for 12 hours. You didn't even check up on me.
And you ain't do nothing.
She was here for me. She was here for me, not you.
12 hours in a day.
She was here. She was the one that was keeping me company. She was the one that was calling, texting me, and checking on me, and making sure I was good to go while you was at work all day.
You know good,
yes.
bro. Shakira, are you serious right now?
Good. You know good.
I've been taking care of you.
How long was I supposed to wait around for you?
What? 6 months? How long was I supposed to wait for you to get together? And I did.
Yes, no.
2 days later, you already
care about
here?
yourself.
What? I only care about myself.
No.
2 days on the job and you here laid up in a bed?
She was here for
You ain't even got a check yet. And you sitting here laid up in a bed in my bed? My best friend? Shakira, are you serious? You're wild.
I don't even know what to say.
You're disgusting, bro. My man.
Can you stop recording?
No, everybody's gonna see you. You're a no good friend.
I was venting to her about
Are you serious about me when I've been helping you?
No.
Whole time I'm stressed out. You couldn't do anything.
What about
I'm just
me,
sitting
though?
here. What about
What about
you?
me?
I'm taking care of you like you a big
You weren't taking care of
kid.
me.
You a grown. You not no kid.
I don't need
Shakira,
nobody taking
really,
care
and
of
you
me.
knew that. You knew that. You sitting over here with him while I'm working food on our table on a roof over my head. You're wilding.
Said the wrong word. You the
Y'all are
problem.
disgusting. You're the
good.
problem.
You the problem.
You're the problem.
You the problem.
Wow. I
Yeah.
can't believe you right now. You need to pack your stuff, everything. You don't got nowhere to live. You don't even got no car.
got nowhere
You've
to
been
live.
driving my car. Are you serious, Shakira?
You're really wild. You're disgusting. You don't know what this no good done put me through everything. And you're sitting over here with him and you knew that whole time.
I mean, honestly, like, I was going through a lot, he was going through a lot, and we just...
What?
It just kind of happened.
I'd
It
have
wasn't
been.
on purpose. It wasn't intentional. Like, it was no intent to try to hurt you. But, I mean...
It's therapeutic. Because that's what you, my man, though. We've been best friends for 10 years. Are you serious, Shakira? Because I'm overworking and, you know, I've been stressed to take care of him.
Please stop. Get that camera off.
No, I'm not taking the camera off you because everybody's going to know that you're no good. What? I've been taking care of you for... Y'all, I've been taking care of this grown man for over 6 months.
Hey, look. All right now. Shit. It's 2022. We tightening up on the pookie passes. All right? Like, these niggas is hobos. They not Houdini. You shouldn't be getting fooled like that. Okay? All these niggas ain't changed up. Y'all be missing key points. They ain't smart enough for no presto changeo. To be a functioning adult takes initiative. And initiative is something that you cannot teach. And no, it does not potentially get there either. That's why the pookie passes is getting cut off. Because that potential shit too. Like I said, potential is nothing but manipulation wrapped in martyrdom. That's it. Failure to recognize initiative and belief in potential is what is fucking y'all up. Recognizing a lack of initiative is so easy, it go right over your head. So let me help you out real quick. If this motherfucker does not take the initiative to shower before his body starts to stink, then he will not take the initiative to get up and go to work, to get up and find a job, to get up and get a car, to get up and provide for you, to get up and be a better husband, boyfriend, father. It will never happen. If he was comfortable enough to sit in his own filth, then he will never take the initiative to do any of that extra shit. And if you are raising a son that is 12 years old or older, and he will sit around until you make him get in the tub, you have a problem on your hands. So when he invites you over to a stinky room to lay down with a stinky body, that is a red flag. You can fuck all that potential shit. Because when you say that, you don't get to talk about him when that shit don't work out either. Because all you're doing is using potential to manipulate him to be what you want him to be so you can take credit for it. It's all self-serving. It's all ego-driven. You have this mentality of, oh, I can do what no other bitch has been able to do. And then when you end up like every other bitch that couldn't do what none of them was able to do, then you want to, no, we ain't having none of that. None of that. No pookie passes. Y'all love taking piles of shit and trying to mold it like it's a motherfucking clay. This ain't Ghost. Y'all be flinging and working that pile of shit just so y'all can say, look what I did. Look what I created. Look what I turned them into. But the only thing we're going to be looking at is your broken, and mad ass. Leave that shit alone.
Bums attract bums.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that 1,000%. No, but I think it's more than that. I think number one, bums are easier to control.
Yes.
Women nowadays, since y'all are becoming men, you really like control.
Yeah.
But number two, and I think this is what's more important, and I think it's what's more vital, is that bums don't demand as much from you.
Mm-hmm.
So you are the best thing that ever happened to him.